see a change in that throughout this series.
Okay, so in a similar vein to EG, Secret also respect the Tiny, the Wisp rather, so the Wisp Tiny combo can't be pulled out by OG again.
For me,
a lot of respect for that.
I think the Tusk might be more important than the two heroes that you guys listed, just because I think that Secret likes to play more organized team fights, whereas OG like to cause a lot more chaos with, like, Winter Wyvern starting off fights with even Arctic Burn. I think that the speed of which the ganks happen with Tusk and the angles just make things a little bit too crazy for Secret to want to deal with.
Okay, the SF's gone as well as Doom. I think that's exactly the same three as we saw in the game against EG for OG.
OG has played the most games in this tournament, giving the run through the lower bracket, and just having played a series up against EG, they've had to give away a lot of information that Poppy has been picking up on, and I think, there's a lot. Great slaughter pick. There's a lot to take from how PPD drafted against him, and he can take all the strengths that PPD showed in the draft and use that to his advantage against OG. Because I really feel like EG, it was their play that decided the game, much more so than their draft. Or their lack of good play.
Well, at least OG picked up a bit of information. Don't give Eternal Envy Ember Spirit. They ban that one away alongside the Doom. They'll pick up the Winter Wyvern against the Slardar, and there's the Tusk. There's the three heroes we mentioned.
So now there's still two really good supports for Secret if they want to go for the Dazzle or the Bane. I think if not, OG will likely get one in the second phase or ban it out.
I prefer seeing the Bane just because I still think overall it's a much better hero than the Dazzle is. Statistically, even more so. The Dazzle, it's good. It also depends on what Poppy has in mind for the actual strategy. I just feel like whenever we see them play the Bane, it's almost a guaranteed win. Which is easy to say about a team that's coming from the winner bracket, of course.
Doesn't Dazzle open up more strategy to them, though?
Okay.
I guess so.
So the highlight die Tiny.
So they're on Radiant, which is pretty important when having the potential support Tiny from Highlight Day. Does it work on Dire?
I was talking about it. I think it might be potentially possible, but it's going to be much harder on Dire's side, even if it is.
I think you have to eat a tree and then you can do it.
Yeah, it'd be some weird scenario. But yes, Radiant side, Tiny. Team Secret going back to this strategy once again. It seems like none of the other teams, I expected the first time that they revealed this support Tiny, that it was going to be shut out a little bit better. Perhaps the enemy team would go for a 5-man excursion, block out that hard camp, preventing the pull.
There is the chance that it's not
a mid-time.
Yeah.
I like the combination with Tiny and Slaughter too, because sometimes Misery doesn't get anything out of the off lane, and instead they just throw the Slardar onto the mid laner, especially if it's a weak hero like the SF. So OG has to be careful about their mid choice.
Team Secret, I think, banning away the teamfight heroes, so obviously the Undying, which goes well with the Tusk, but I would look towards, I don't know, how do you feel about Gyrocopter? It works well with the OG lineup, but you already have the Slardar on the side of Team Secret, which I think is
and right now OG has a lot of confidence in their Gyrocopter as well, right? They just come off 2 wins with it, is in combination with the Tusk, so it makes a lot of sense for them to go that direction.
But if Wind Ranger's left in the pool, Team Secret could just pick up a Weehaw Wind Ranger, have that combined with the Slardar, and I think that's a completely antagonistic scenario for a Gyrocopter. I don't think you ever want to be in a game like that.
Not entirely sure why. If he bans out another support, such as the Shadow Priest, for instance, I'm not completely on board with that, just because OG, from what we've just seen, played the Winter Wyvern and the Tusk as their supports, and they're more likely to, with this current pool, pick up a Earthshaker or a Darkseer for Moon Meander. So the need to ban out the additional support for Secret isn't really there compared to banning out potential cheese. See, this is what, like, banning out the Alchemist, banning out Miracle Heroes.
So do you think they should have not banned the Undying?
I don't think it was necessary. Probably just precautionary in case. Okay. So it is a Moon Tusk.
Pick up the Dazzle.
It is a Moon Meander Tusk.
I think Secret still have that Wind Ranger open.
The Dazzle was a smart pickup for OG because you have this kind of, at least in the first 1-2, burst-oriented. I mean, the support Tiny, or perhaps core Tiny, is very much focused on his combination. If he doesn't get that kill, there's the turnaround that happens. Dazzle is a great response to that.
Guys, there's a Husker. The AA is banned. There's a Husker in the pool.
Does Secret think they can leave the Wind Ranger until late? Pick it up?
I don't know if they want to pick it up right now.
Do they even want to pick it up?
There's like no clues as to what OG want to go yet, because you don't know their mid lane. You don't know if they're going to pick a Huskar yet. Maybe, are you even scared of a Huskar pickup?
You can still pick up 2 physical damage cores. I think OG would be fine. Like a third pick.
You could still pick up a Brood too.
Yeah. You could go Brood, you could go like Wind Ranger Sven as your mid and your safe lane to give yourself a big up in physical damage.
The Brood is dangerous against OG right now.
Yeah,
the three strange picks or cheese picks that they've had are all still available right now. Meepo's not banned, Brood's not banned, Huskar's not banned. It's going to give Secret a little bit of a headache, but I would assume that they've got a plan for that.
Well, either team plays Meepo.
Yep. Also true.
I'd like to see both teams play at once.
I was going to say, I would too. I mean, you've got to factor in the best of 5. If this goes all the way, we're going to see at least one.
I wonder what Secret are digging into their reserve time for.
They must be discussing the Husk right now, right? The Husk.
Yeah, I mean, they can't take it themselves, though, so do they have to pick up something that's already good versus Huskar?
For Shadow Shaman, I think they might go in the direction of a push strategy in case they pick up the Huskar. Imagine following up with the legendary Chiln of Poppy, and then potentially, you know, a Brood or a Dragonite.
We have seen a Puppy Chen here this week, in fact.
OG don't have bad spam against a push lineup with the Winter Wyvern Splinter Blast, the Ice Shards. They continue down that line, get like the Wind Ranger, I think they would still be okay versus a push, but Shadow Shaman's definitely been seeing an increase in priority. It used to be the Lion that was favored as sort of like the 5th pick support.
It's good for removing single creep waves, but when they come in with heroes that can, like, for instance, with Gen creeps and Raster wards, it gets a lot more difficult.
High ground would be a heavy commitment though. If you don't have a creep wave and you throw down Serpent Wards and your heroes on the front line as well, you've got Tosca especially, I think, is quite good in those scenarios where a team has to make commitment to a Rax, and then there's no retreat from the Ice Shards that blocks them out.
Yeah, exactly. What Tusk is really good at is capturing that one frontline hero when you go high ground. Pick him off as a straggler and shut out his team with the Ice Shards.
I mean, even then, I think this lineup is very potent for skirmishes, too. Like, the amplified damage combined with Shadow Shaman wards is already really good. Shadow Shaman, I think, has very good disables versus the Tusk.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
They've got great roche-taking potential already without seeing any of their other cores.
I like this a lot more. Like, the Huskar was probably... They probably thought a lot about it, but this is the safer choice, I feel.
I think it's safer than Huskar, but I still think it's... I don't know. Is Phantom Lancer particularly good versus heroes? Like, they can just run a core Tiny. If he gets Ags, he can deal with the Phantom Lancer fairly easily. The Shadow Shaman can push down towers very early on. They don't have the Darkseer to enhance his mobility and enhance his damage.
Of the carries we've seen no-tail play, I think it's one of the better ones. I think Gyrocopter was too susceptible to just be torn apart by amplified damage, Tiny Blink and Initiate, all the disables.
I mean, that's what they have Great and Snowball and Cold Embrace for, right? I think they can pick a hero that actually has less escapes because of that.
But this also means, we talked about it early on in the draft, they can still run a carry Tiny, right?
Yeah.
And carry Tiny is actually quite good versus Phantom Lancer. This gives more incentive, right? Rather than the support Tiny, who wouldn't be able to pick up his Blink Dagger fast enough, would be far enough behind in farm, his physical damage wouldn't really threaten the PL. Do we look now for a Pylon Die support hero?
A Bounty Hunter, maybe?
The Meepo ban?
I think a Bounty Hunter would really put Team Secret ahead in terms of fighting, and these are two teams who love to fight.
We have Wind Ranger.
Banned out by his own team.
So the Wind Ranger being...
I think Alina could be decent here. Immediately taking out a hero of Team Secret. The front line is sort of lackluster though.
Yeah, they pretty much have the Tusk and then the response from their two defensive heroes.
So
They
Red
need
Eye,
a big tempo controller.
Red Eye likes the Invoker.
Well, there are only two Wii picks that have been played already in Frankfurt that are currently open. And one of them is an Invoker, the other one is the Magnus.
You know, a Miracle Invoker wouldn't be bad here, actually.
I like it.
Because you're talking about Sardar and Tiny, full strength heroes, low on mana pool. You go across Wex Invoker, you can destroy.
And Anti-Mage will finish us off then for draft number one of the grand final at the Frankfurt Major. OG versus Team Secret.
And what a grand final we have got. OG, the team to try and achieve what has never been done in the history of Dota. The ability to come through all the way through the lower bracket. They already have by reaching this grand final. And if they can win it all, that's going to be a very tough ask for anyone. Even CDEC couldn't achieve that after they came through the wildcard at TI. But up against Secret, while they might have come second over in New York, you'll be seeing the winning
really dark here
in
suddenly.
Nanyang. You'll also be seeing winning everywhere else. Team Secret, they are a huge favorite coming into this, but can the underdogs win? Can OG Dota bring down the Titans?
I definitely think they've shown so many good games now. I personally placed OG top 8. They've surprised me time and time again. I've considered them the underdogs in their last 3 matchups. They've come through every single time. This is a best of 5. It's a different type of series, of course. So
It is.
who does that really favor? It's difficult to say right now.
Well, let's get it underway. Team Secret versus OG, your grand final. Live here in Frankfurt, the first ever major. Who will be crowned the champion? And who will
nice
have to
Danish
settle
all
for second?
chat. I like it.
The Danish spirit is definitely alive. Of course, Canada is the real winner, no matter what happens.
We have Danes on both teams, so that's good too. Of course, Misery did say good luck, friends, in all chat. Oh, no, not friends right now, I think.
Is this
Doesn't
going
look
to
like
start
it.
already? OG bring all 5 players down into the Radiant jungle, and they'll ready the cross shot. Moon supports behind Moon. He has to protect himself inside that snowball. Eternal Envy dropping very, very low. Will he die with a toss-up? Envy's down. PL gets the kill, but a huge grab from Misery. Misery's trying to get out with Pylite die. OG, there's so much damage being applied to Team Secret. A double kill for No-Tail. They want to go for more. Pylite die, throwing No-Tail away, but he'll just switch his target over to Puppey, who's pushed Crit into a corner with the shot. Puppey will grab a double kill for Team Secret. We're heating up here in Grand Final Game 1. May not be over just yet. Weehaw, Bleed's coming off cooldown. No-Tail, not a lot left, and now give him maneuverability with a toss forward. Blink still available. No-Tail's dropping low. The runes are only now just going to spawn, but No-Tail, the attack Weehaw missed uphill once. Can he actually miss it a second time? No-Tail salving up into the Secret shot. The attack from Weehaw will at least cancel the salve. Then now they'll back it out. The bounty rune will be given over to Weehaw. This will give him his level 2 and 5 kills before the cockerel crows.
Welcome to the finals. Incredible level 1 fight. That looked so good for OG because they got a fantastic Shadow Wave out from Fly. If that doesn't do that much damage and healing at the same time, OG get run over in that fight. But still, they get first blood. They trade 3 for 2. It's a pretty even exchange overall. And we're off to a really interesting laning stage here where OG, of course, they're looking to prevent Pylai Dai from doing this mid pull with the Tiny.
And they're committing so hard. Pylai's fairly low, and they can see him. That Observer Ward, he's around the tree line now. Pylai has no idea the flying Crit are waiting on the other side of the tree line. And Crit, he actually has Arctic Burn waiting, but they're waiting for Pylai to move in and do the toss. The second they do that, Pylai's position is committed too hard, and now, there it is. They waited so long, the toss will come, actually pushing the heal away, but Wyvern finds the kill and levels the board up at 3 apiece. Puppey was rotating over from the side, and Triple H just moved back past the tier 1 tower. But OG really making a big effort to control this Secret jungle early on.
Yeah, they need to make sure Miracle gets off to a good start in the mid lane. If this just becomes I'm guessing kind of a 1.5-on-1 with Tiny tossing, Envy's actually going to have an alright time with the anti-mage, but like this, with Wyvern even helping out, he has a very difficult matchup, and he's running out of regen already. He's got 2 tangos remaining. He's sending out a salve and, of course, his poor man's shield now on the courier. So far, so good for OG as far as the mid lane goes.
This move from Paradise is not going to work while Crit is here. Again, he moves around with it, but again, with Eternal Envy rotating over, Crit is in real trouble. That burn, not enough. Envy still able to reach him. Even with the blink a little askew. They're able to reach the Wyvern, and Eternal Envy claims his first kill of this game.
Illusion.
Big for him. This is not something I would have expected to happen around this mid lane already. Eternal Envy getting the kill with the poor man's shield in the region, and of course, the fact that he now grabbed this kill and is leading on CS. He's feeling confident here, just blinking up on Miracle, willing to exchange his salve for a little bit of damage here.
Well, no, the Miracle he hasn't gone for the Exort build, he's gone more for the Quas. And to offset this, he's picked up the Blaze of Attack before he picks up his boots up against the Anti-Mage.
But he's playing the harassment game right now. He does have way superior regen, 7.2 before even using a tango. He'll try to just drain Envy of resources in this mid lane. Curious to see what route Envy takes, if he tries for a bottle even in this mid lane.
Cold Snap's being used, Eternal Envy does have Blink on cooldown. But Crit doesn't have some extra damage without the creep wave there as well. Even if he had his level 2 straight away, the Splinter Blast wouldn't have had an effect. And in fact, Wyvern just holding on to that point.
They don't have any healing support to help Envy in the mid lane, so he has to sustain himself. So it's going to be between a Ring of Health and a bottle, and both of them are a little bit away right now. He's sending out another salve on the courier, needing to invest so many resources into just staying in the lane.
Puppy, no tell, looking to commit. Puppy just runs down, breaks through the tree line. PL does put an early point up in that Phantom Rush so we can chase after Shaman, who's now going to go for the Shackles. We are jumping forward. No tell with no Doppelganger available means there is kill opportunities here for Team Secret, especially with that Shadow Strike. No tell, he's dead here. He should tick out there with the last attack. Fly actually no going to Shallow Grave. Keep No tell alive. He's still ticking down.
He has 6 Tick Shouters and a heal.
He's going to live. He's going to live back behind the Tier 1 tower and surviving. Well, actually, Pylai died. Down, Radiant Jungle. He thought he was safe on the other side of the tree line, but that Observer was still down from OG, helping Miracle to ensure the kill. And if he can't really burn enough mana off here, even with the 2 points up in that mana break, Miracle actually very, very low. The Crit slowing down Eternal Envy. There's no more chase to come.
Oh, they could toss him.
Where is it?
They lose vision.
If they could walk up.
They were looking to toss Envy on so he could get one more hit, and tossing a creep would not have been enough with this toss only being level 1. And of course, the lane we haven't touched upon so much is the safe lane for the Dire, where of course we do have Moon Meander playing against Misery, both of them. Oh, Misery a little bit off level 5. He's going to get it in a second. There we go.
It's been a pretty brutal lane on top. Misery will come in and crush, then Moon throws out the shards. They just keep trading their nukes against each other. Obviously very difficult for both heroes to ensure a kill, especially when it comes to the Slardar, because you've always got that snowball that can stall you up.
Yep, there are the Tranquils. So he's going to regen up here, and maybe this is a potential kill on the top lane, not too far from here for Secret if they will get this level 6 on Misery soon. But at the same time, you could say for OG, Moon Meander winning the lane right now, being level 6 earlier, has this 10 CS advantage on the Slardar.
They're already getting a rotate with him.
Yep.
PL's got enough mana through those stick charges that...
He can throw a lance only.
Yeah.
That's enough, though.
With a snowball in from Moon, with a shard
he
damage...
He doesn't have mana for his entire combo on the Tusk, though. No Mango on him anymore.
But he can at least still do the snowball and shards with the Phantom Lance combined. That actually up against a Slardar with Tranquils and full life, or almost full life, it would be a tall order. Weeha's also now rotating. Does it underneath the Dire Observer Ward, so Miracle now knows that they're switching up the mid lane. This will give space now for Eternal Envy to farm on the bottom lane. Understanding the PL has disappeared, so there's a little bit less pressure on the Anti-Mage of Envy.
And there's a lot of kill potential in this mid lane for both teams, I think. With the Tusk off the map, you've got to be careful with Queen of Pain that you don't get caught.
Misery sprinting from behind. He actually just bypasses the Wyvern. Can't get the crush. The Cold Snap stops it. Now the crush will connect Weeha. Still has the Sonic Wave. But Invoker, Cold Embrace by Crypt for the moment. Misery still bailing out here. The Splinter Blast will not fly up to the Slardar. But they do get the TP rotation out from Fly. You start to see the damage of a high maneuverability Slardar.
They might have actually been able to kill that Slardar if they didn't Cold Embrace. Miracle still had his Tornado and I think EMP available. for a turnaround, but they play it safe with crit. Worried about the potential physical damage that could fly out there, and of course the Sonic Wave. That might have been the right choice in that situation.
Okay, so if you're OG right now, you understand the laning phase. It's been fairly even. There's little between these two teams at the moment. Do you try and shut down Envy? We've seen what he has done for Team Secret time and time again. Is this when you move the Tusker off? Do you rotate down? Do you try and kill him off? Or are you more concerned about what's coming out from this Queen of Pain and Slaughter?
I think if you're just looking at the state of this game right now and how it's going to develop over the next 15 minutes, trading No Tail's farm for Envy's, I don't think is the way to go for OG. The Phantom Lancer, if you go back a couple of months, Phantom Lancer was a very popular pick. The two main counter picks were, as a matter of fact, Ember Spirit and Anti-Mage, because they get the cleave and they kill off the illusions very fast. They're heroes that can keep up or surpass him in farm, especially the AM. So OG, I would be looking to put some pressure on Envy if they can, but the problem is their lineup actually isn't very good at killing the AM. It was the last pick from Secret, and I think they made the perfect choice for this particular game with that AM.
Note the Pylite die, taking an Observer Ward in, already plants one over on the Roche Pit. So they're keeping tabs on OG where their movements are. At the same time, Secret also pinged out that dire Observer Ward, which foiled the attack of Secret, because Misery was trying to just like run himself behind Miracle once again. Try what they did previously. But with that vision, it's too easy for Fly just to sit behind Miracle and make sure this Invoker stays alive. Also note too that Miracle is going for more of a combat build with these phase brutes as well as like an urn for the Invoker. Does this mean you almost bypass the Hand of Eyes, look for kills?
Good pressure on Highlight Eye. He missed the NATO though, and it's still enough.
Yeah, it is. However, support rotating in, that shock, Miracle and Fly, they just split up Misery, gonna miss the crush, but Eternal Envy will arrive. Miracle, the Shallow Graves there from Fly, they're holding on that Mana Void for now, with the shards actually locking him in, keeping him in place. Misery will control Noom the Ender for the first time, now as Weeha throws out the Sonic Wave, he'll end up dying, but Envy, with a Mana Void spill, catches another kill, a double for him, chasing after Fly as well. He's blinked off cooldown in 2 seconds now, 1 second time, now off cooldown. Can he get in front of Fly? Probably wants to attack once, then blink forward to ensure the death blow. And a triple kill for Eternal Envy, 4 to his name, after having that very early death.
That's gotta be so concerning for OG. They take a bad exchange, and 3 kills going on Envy is going to secure him Treads and the Perseverance already minute 9. So he's now on top of the net worth chart. The exchange here, so Miracle now with this urn that you mentioned will of course have way better solo kill potential, can combo it with his Cold Snap to trigger that and prevent a hero like Eternal Envy from blinking pretty well. He needs to make use of it. There's a lot of pressure in my opinion on Miracle in this game to perform because they can't really utilize the PL against the raid lineup
Misery,
very well.
bottom lane, they're running in the snowball. Misery can turn for a double crush. There goes Shitosso. Misery dying so quickly when Fly arrives with that burst heal, and now Weeha's in trouble. 2 seconds for blink, and 2 seconds is too long. The Winter Wyvern will find the kill as OG turn it on Secret underneath their own tier 1 tower.
Well, in the mid lane, Miracle still pressuring Pi, and Secret's choice now to give the tiny levels, I think, is the way to go. You want multiple ways of dealing with the PL illusions and, of course, really good magic damage against the Cold Embrace. If there's one thing OG's lineup is really good at dealing with right now, it's physical damage. They obviously counterpick the Slardar by getting both Cold Embrace and Weave and Shallow Grave mid lane.
Yeah, there's your attack, Puppy. He went instantly for the Hex. Miracle's still going to hit that Tornado. Not sure if Puppy will end up surviving with that urn ticking him down. They'll give a Revenger, and then Puppy, he doesn't survive. The Invoker will reach him. Miracle so far forward with a Shallow Grave allows him to TP out to safety.
Was very, very close there, but Puppy's haste does get purged by the Tornado. And that allows Miracle to get that last attack, and the urn was actually not enough. Puppy was salving through it. Top lane, Misery's in trouble.
Yeah, with that snowball in, the Shards won't lock him in position, however. Misery, again, a reactive crush a little bit too late. So
I don't know if he could do it faster.
He's worried. Like, Misery died when he was only about 800 gold away from completing his Blink Dagger. That was the death on the bottom lane, and now he's continuously dying, and this Blink keeps getting delayed.
It is a key item, but I've just got my eyes on this safe lane of Secret. The fact that Envy has 4 kills and it's not being countered very much. We're looking at a 15-minute Battle Fury if this continues. And in contrast to the game we saw between OG and Evil Geniuses, where they had the Alchemist to kill him off, who is killing the AM this game? have a very hard time seeing OG pull it off. If Envy gets 1 or 2 core items after the Battle Fury, the PL needs to get really big, and it's not really happening just yet for No-Tail. I'm saying that he has 54 CS and 2 kills, but you look at the net worth chart and
He's 3.6k to the 5k of Andy,
he's 1,500 gold behind right now. That's really worrying. You need to be on par right now with PL to have a fighting chance in that matchup.
Looks like Miracle's now going to make his rotation down to bottom lane, but he's doing it right underneath the Radiant Observer was, so Secret see this coming, and they just back up. In fact, they just go for up the top. Moon already crushed up. Hard Eye keeps him tossed in the air with a Scream. It's not enough damage with the stick charges, but they had enough of the follow-up. Misery again, he takes so much damage to ensure these kills.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Doesn't really care too much as long as he survives. Of course, Slargar, with that only 5-second downtime on sprint, can very easily just move around the map. Doesn't lose nearly as much time as other heroes on having to go back to base. He's already almost up to full health again, can TP out on a lane and maybe look for a kill. And see this movement from OG. They are identifying that this Envy is a problem. They're going to go on him bottom.
They commit Curse, they go with the EMP as well. He's still got enough mana for a blink. He can get to the trees if he can only blink. There he goes. Back behind the trees, misses the tornado, and the Oval timeout. Miracle will end up dying. Envy so low again, and Misery wants to punish. He's moving forward towards Crypt. The amplification's up. No-Tail going to try and create a buffer between himself as well as the Wyvern and Team Secret. The Snowball chasing up to Slaughter once again. He should be able to get this cross shot. Oh no, yeah he does, but he's already down to fly. OG, they do get 1 kill for the Invoker, but they don't get the big one. They don't get Envy.
That tornado was so close from Miracle, but Envy blinked all the way into the corner, and he's basically blind guessing there. Now at the same time, Puppey realizes, okay, you guys have just TP'd down 2 or 3 heroes to help in the bottom lane. He's almost going to take this tier 1 tower top. Crit doing what he can here.
He can't do this for long though. If Puppey comes in and just ether shocks him, Crit loses almost all of his life.
And Puppey's tanking the tower so he can get some damage out. And he feels pretty safe doing this. He knows he has Envy on backup. He knows all those TPs came to the bottom lane. And now we might actually just see Envy going in.
Crit came forward, feeling like he might have had an opportunity. There's not enough mana burn for Envy to get the kill with the mana void, even if it is level 2. As Crit falls down, he breaks the tree line, and Envy moves forward. He can blink forward, 2 attacks. What else have we got? We've got the, well, okay. Crit, there's your mana void, 38 life. Back to the tower. Cold embraced himself up, keeps himself protected for now, and Envy will be forced to retreat. As OG, they're preparing also on bottom lane. Miracle's coming in behind. He gets the tornado down towards Pylai Die with the EMP. Miracle right behind it. As Pylai Die, can he reach the tower in time with the avalanche? That time is being created, but he's ticking down from the urn. Can't get one more attack in from Miracle to ensure that kill. And it's down to Weeha. Battling against Moon Meander. The Dazzle Weave will give them the vision back behind the tower, scouting out Misery and Weeha as well as stripping their armor away. Weeha down for the count. Misery sprints himself away. He can't afford to die. He's just over 2k gold. He needs to keep this Blink Dagger money. Unfortunately, he can't spend any of it. Miracle with the Cold Snap. Tornado still available. The shards won't lock Misery in, but the Cold Snap, he'll die from the Tornado fall. As OG find another kill and yet again delay this initiation of the slaughter. But meanwhile, on the ranch, Eternal Envy farming up and almost completed a Battle Fury.
He needs this camp plus 1 more. So the 15 minutes, pretty much spot on here. Very good timing for him, of course, in this game. But OG got about as much out of that as they could. Really good rotation of their heroes. Great weave cast there from Fly, giving them the vision and information they needed. Being able to dive behind the tower and find those kills. And Weeha in this game, he needs levels on Blink. It's really the cooldown that's getting him killed right now. He's died 3 times, and he always gets the first Blink off, and then they just run him down with all of this good catch they have with the Snowball, the Invoker Tornado, of course long-range Wyvern, and even the PL with the Phantom Rush. It's very easy for them to catch up as long as they have the vision. Something Secret have got to be a little bit worried about. But I still think they have some leeway, right? It's like OG are doing everything they need to do, and I'm still sitting with this feeling this is just a classic AM game. So they need to keep this pressure up, find more of these kills to be able to deal with him later on.
Just need the items that allow them to do this. This PL hiding in the tree line for now. I like how Secret are also, they're noticing where OG want to attack next. So if you want to keep the pressure up, where are you going to do it? More than likely, you want to attack that tier 2 tower in the bottom lane and try and take over the Anti-Mage's jungle. But then Secret just playing a very defensive observer wall. They watch No-Tail and...
good dodge. Double bounty rune for Miracle.
AM blinking forward. Miracle has to go for the Yules. You have another blink on Envy. Not while he's getting cold snapped up. All the mana is lost, but Paladai is still going to be here. You've got the Hex, meantime, a little bit further down the river where Fly dying to the Mass Serpent. So Shadowgrave will keep him alive, but Miracle with a Sonic Wave. Envy actually having his spree ended by the Invoker. So something good coming out here from OG, but Paladai, he might be lost as well. It's a 2-for-1 trade-off. Fly still fighting. And now OG even get to farm up the Mass Serpent just sitting in the river. Weeha's trying to get himself out of here. He'll walk past Notel, Puppey with a shock and the scream combo. Notel taking too much damage, a little too greedy to try and grab that farm. And now it's Puppey who gets almost 705 gold, but he also gets sharded up. The snowball coming forward. Puppey, where's your mana? He's got 2 one-shots. That won't be enough. Maybe a denial to the Ancients, but a needle attacking to bring him over. Now they start fighting, and he is denied up to the Ancients. Weeha, he's got no support, but he's still chopping forward, looking for the Courier. Now the Shadow Strike onto the Tusker. Misery, he has the Blink Dagger up. Moon, he's got to be careful about jumping in. The Tornado is flying in. Misery blinks away. The Tornado catching out Weeha. He'll drop to the ground and dying very quickly after.
And if there's one thing that's just been almost...
Or top, Fly, Crush. Misery keeps him controlled, looking for another stun. Well, the Shallow Grave will be there, but TP Scroll decide not to use it. He might get bashed anyway, and Misery just needs to keep up a little bit longer. Blink Dagger off cooldown in 1 second time. He's not going for it. Fly's just retreating. They'll deny the top tier 1 tower. That's what Fly was working for.
A lot of respect being shown here from Misery. Scared of the rotation.
Surprising too, because when you get that Blink Dagger, you'd expect the Slider to get even more aggressive. Maybe he's worried about the other lanes, like, for example, Miracle, who's now going to use an EMP this Slider. And Misery, well, he just can't blink in time. That Yule's set to doing damage, so...
That's pretty annoying.
It is.
You're just standing there, you're in the Tornado, and you just know, okay, the moment I drop down, the only thing I can do is run. There's no other play. And he's got to go all the way back to base. I'm curious if we're going to see a stick on Envy. I think he's missing a magic stick this game simply because his entire mana pool gets burnt. Last time we saw Paladai giving him the Arcane Boots and actually giving Envy the choice of blinking out or in, and he chose to commit for a kill on Miracle that they did get, but he died first. If Paladai isn't around and he gets hit by EMP, his entire mana pool is gone. Unless if he's sitting on these int treads and completely full mana.
Could he then just go into something more like a BKB? That means it's going to be Walrus Punch and Curse will be the only things that would control him.
BKB is a very good item on Anti-Mage in this game, I think. I would say...
Or Fly
go
walks in,
Manta,
the smoke's going to break, and Weeha, well, there's a crush from Misery. Massive Mortar down with the Snowball. Dragonfly up with a Sonic Wave. Hits so hard on OG, but they got so much life. Puppey dropping down low. It's 2 heroes lost. Probably going to be a third. Misery so low, and Fly, the Cold Embrace gets him up. Weeha will die from the fall. It's a double kill for Notel. It's 4 kills for OG. And a 9-kill lead, 19 minutes in. The only person that doesn't die is Eternal Envy because he's just absent.
And it's been really fascinating for me how during the entire main event of this tournament, apart from that, there's been like 1 or 2 games, mainly the last game EG played in the tournament, where teams are kind of avoiding fights. They almost constantly are going at each other. Right now we have a 31 kill game at 19 minutes in, and I don't know if this is the strategy Secret should be playing right now. I think play the slower game, get the vision out, just keep track of OG, dodge fights, secure Envy farm. You could argue that they have to take fights constantly so that Envy feels safe. But at the same time, they just ran into a very bad team fight that OG won, and then obviously EVE getting farm is great, but the next 4 heroes on the net worth chart are all OG. Almost all 5, actually. Dazzle has almost got higher net worth than the Queen of Pain.
But you can understand the concept behind it. Like, it was meant to be a smoke into the dire jungle, you get 1 quick pick, and then you move out. You saw the target of the Dazzle, and then the idea is, we kill him, we get out. That's it. You don't need anything more. Maybe that'll leave me enough where you could just attack the tier 1 tower from range and only won't initiate into you. But it's the timing that comes out from Moon. His ability to be there for the snowball and then forcing Secret to even split up their own fight. They're not dictating the terms of where the fight happens. And Weeha is also in a world of hurt. He doesn't have a TP scroll. It's on cooldown for 27 seconds. Miracle's going to walk over. They go for the call snap. Blink in 1 second time. And Weeha, Tornado again, going to send him up, and he can't get away. The Invoker will find the kill, and OG extend their lead further. They still have Eternal Envy creep skipping the top lane. And Notal will TP back to deal with this, but while he does so, Puppey and Misery, they're waiting for the opportunity. That's a fake PL on the front lines, and they will not fall for it.
They're going to play it safe. Some really good warding right now from OG. You can very clearly tell that they try to play more of an aggressive game, whereas Secret all of their wards are inside their own jungle. Apart from that one they have near the top rune, OG with a deeper ward around the enemy top tier 2. They have a deep ward inside the enemy jungle. And also one in the top lane. Oh, No Tail putting pressure on Puppey. He's suddenly got this Diffusal Blade.
Yes.
Forcing out a TP.
Slowing down Envy. He'll blink away. The snowball chasing TP. It doesn't have time. Moon will reach him in Eternal Envy. He can blink again. Down to 55 life. He'll buy his mana style recipe, but he's got one more blink up his sleeve. But he does not have a TP scroll. He'll have to make him chase with the sigil and the shards. Envy avoids the shard damage. Now the sigil gets vision. He blinks away, but they know exactly where. The sigil just keeps chasing. Now the snowball can work from Moon. Envy blinks again. Over. Down to 28. No Tail's coming in. The shards will finally catch out the anti-mage. No buyback available, but at least makes OG work for it.
And Secret, they're really running out of steam. This was the one hero they could kind of hold on to in Eternal Envy, who got 4 kills early. Since then, he's got 1 assist and 2 deaths. His farm is still all right, but with the rest of his team dying as much as they have, there's so much weight on his shoulders, and there is no alternative for Secret than to play this game on the back of Envy. With how much they've lost.
Miracle. He's found it. Sentry was down. There's nowhere to hide. Misery is thinking about a jump over the EMP, though he needs to wait till it's over. There's Miracle tossed up. Pylai die. They cut their losses. They let him go. While Moon goes for the shards over on Puppey. Won't lock him in. But he'll be able to back up.
Puppey should be very happy to get locked in there. That was definitely a bonus kill for OG, should it have landed.
What do you think about this build coming up on the Queen of Pain? We've got Weehard going into an Orchid. Normally that's an item we see when you look for momentum, which they're losing time and time again. Misery, this is going to be an easy kill on this top. Maybe a little bit harder when those Mass Open Wards go down. And Moon, well, he just snowballs through it. Mass Open Wards very defensive. Crit, they've got control over on him for now. While the Shackles, that's not going to do enough. Crit will end up dying. Tornado keeping Team Secret away from responding to the 3-man gang squad that came behind the tier 2 tower. Weehard still wants to go for more, but they've lost their anti-mage. The snowball protection grabs the Invoker up to Weehard. They got another punch, not available. Weehard blinked himself away to safety. Further away from Pylai Die and away from the safety of the wards, but the EMP will burn Pylai Die down. He gets one last toss out, but he'll die over on the side tree line. Weehard, the sole survivor again. Team Secret always left with one man to tell the tale of how OG killed them.
And Envy just lost so much armor from the weave over time. The Walrus punch dealt like 400 damage to him there from Moonmeander toward the end. He was not ready for that. Now we are getting Orchided out.
He blinked down. He wanted to grab that courier. Now he's blinked. Not only is it on cooldown, but he's Orchided by the Invoker. The tier 2 tower will drop as well. And OG, their lead extends over 12,000 net worth, almost 14,000 experience. And there are very few bumps in the road. Team Secret have managed to plateau it a couple of times, but that's lasted a very short period of time. And now, OG is investment time. Acres to the Immortal to come their way.
They have just taken so many good fights, especially very impressed by the Invoker and the Tusk from Miracle and Moonmeander respectively. Just set up so many fights. I think Snowball might have been the spell of the tournament, honestly. If you look over the course of the entirety of this event, just so many incredible snowballs that just salvage the fight. It turns the fight from a loss into a big win. I think there's 2 team fights here where OG, instead of losing 2 heroes, just kill 4 with the use of 1 spell perfectly. You just gotta respect this Tusk from OG, regardless of whether it's Crit or Moon playing it.
Especially when Secret, like, they made the choice to give Moon this farm. When they run a 1-on-1 lane on the top, you understand this Tusker can not only find levels, but he'll find his initiating items. Now he's actually got his utility arriving too, having the full Greaves available for the Tusker, plus a Blink Dagger, and we're 25 minutes in. For what is still farm-wise, the 3rd position for OG.
They gotta protect Envy. I know I've said it a lot of times, but
they're using him as bait.
You can't really do anything else. I want to say to a large extent that Secret have kind of dug themselves into a hole. I really loved that last pick AM, but they have been fighting way too much, really allowing OG to play their game.
He sees Puppey moving. He came up, Puppey's just like, I don't know, I think I felt a cold, stiff breeze on the back of my neck, and Crit hiding him in the tree line. He's still got his Blink Dagger available, and Puppey, he's not sure about this, but Crit, he's basically made himself a pen. There's no way Puppey sees inside of this. And the chance of Misery blinking in there is almost nothing. Those wings don't even extend out.
Have we mentioned that Crit is level 15 on a Wyvern?
We have not. Have we
That's
mentioned how
actually
awesome
absurd.
Crit is?
The supports on the side of OG are level 13 and 15. They're the same level or higher than the Queen of Pain. Dazzle has actually also got more experience than her, so both of them. Such a big XP lead, and it's just the involvement of everyone on Team OG. They've got so many assists on every single hero apart from No Tail, just because these heroes have been bunching up and taking incredibly good fights. Now the Manta style finally comes out from Envy. With a 15-minute Battle Fury, he's not satisfied with taking 11 minutes to farm up a Manta without a Vlad's along the way.
You've got one as well for No Tail. Fly was just carrying the recipe for a while. That's actually what Envy pinged out previously. He pinged the Dazzle with that item on him.
They're neck and neck on farm right now. The AM and the PL have the exact same net worth. You go back 10 minutes, Envy was ahead by 2,500 and a Battle Fury.
They're going on Puppy. That avalanche buys a little bit of space, but Puppy will still die to the Orchid. There's nothing that can save him from this. So another kill coming the way of the Miracle Invoker. And he's getting even more. And Puppy, well, at least he spent his money before death, almost finishing this Yule Scepter of his.
I think the next step for OG is to get a gem and just counter all the wards. I'm a little bit surprised they haven't bought one yet, considering how far ahead they are. Fly will have the money for it in a moment. Actually, do they have a gem? Did they just counter 2 wards, or did those wards expire? It looks like
there's no gem. There's no gem on OG.
They just expired. So
actually, They do have one. It's sitting back in the fountain at the moment.
All right, so they do. Yeah, they have one.
Yeah,
okay.
So they got rid of it. Bottom lane, the attack is coming from OG into the tier 3 towers. They move forward, see Pylai die. Meanwhile, up on the top lane, Envy will finish off that tier 2 tower. So it ends up being a trade. In fact, a Secret gonna dodge this completely and go for a trade-off. It may be a bit of a race, as now Puppy, the Mass Herbivores will drop. The Snowball will ensure the kill on the Shadow Shaman as they mop up the Mass Herbivores for the tier 3 tower. Secret are working up. The TPs will come back. The curse on Weeha. It doesn't catch out Envy, however. Misery will go for the crush. He doesn't have space to get back out of here. As OG, they'll get a double kill into the Invoker. They protect their tier 3 tower and they wipe the entire bottom rack. Secret just don't push fast enough. Is Moon coming back in? He's coming back in. He's looking at Pylai die. Pylai feeling he's got all the space in the world to farm him with a Dazzle heal. That's just
such a good read from OG that they can get that kill.
He blinked forward. He's blinked into Moon as well as Fly. The Shadow Wave's there, but he'll blink up, but Moon's still with him. Walrus punches in 2 seconds time. Envy trying to fight this one, but Moon losing his man. The Mana Voice are enough. He got the Greaves off in time, and Envy still doing some work. The Shackles keeping Fly out. There's no Shadow Grave available. Now it's back up as well. So heal from Fly, but Puppy, this may be the fight to end it. The Sunstrike's even coming in looking for the pop, and well, it doesn't get close enough, but it doesn't matter. OG, they have taken control of the Team Secret base. No Tiny, no Shaman. Envy's not ready to fight. And they'll probably even lose the mid-racks at this rate.
Yeah, this game is pretty much over right now. They can't defend these barracks whatsoever. And I don't even think they can defend top if there are 5 heroes remaining. And the situation Secret are in, 5-on-5s are unwinnable. And they have no options to split push and force back OG right now with the current position. Oh well, they do have a tier 2 tower top. I guess that's their saving grace for now.
At the same time, OG can just go for the GG push if they can get 1 pick on Secret, but there's no reason to take that risk. You're in a grand final. You're staring down the barrel of being 1 game up in a best of 5 against Team Secret.
25,000 golden experience lead, minute 29. One of the bigger leads of the tournament at this point in time.
It's huge. Team Secret, it is going to be it's a huge mountain to climb.
I think this might be the first game of the tournament where every hero on a team is 5-digit net worth at minute 30. Fly is just above the 10k. So now pulling way ahead of the enemy mid laner.
He's also picked up so many kills. He's making it more difficult as well for Secret to get a handle on this game, because it looks like he's also got that plate mail. So how do you even kill off the Dazzle? He's giving everyone armor. He's got armor himself, and if this game keeps going, he may even just finish up the OG signature Lotus Orb.
And the key play for OG, I think Lotus Orb plays really well into the way they play in general as a team. This game has been one big bait fest. They want Secret to go on them so they can turn around, use their defensive cooldowns very well, the Cold Embrace, the Snowball, the Shallow Grave, all the heals. And Secret keep taking the bait and keep trying to fight them, looking at the map, and they're like, oh, we could get this kill. He's out alone. He's never alone. There's always backup there from OG. They move together very well as one unit.
And they're coming as one unit through the top. The mid and the bottom will take care of itself. They've got super creeps pushing in through those lanes. Chris even staring down the barrel of a refresher orb on this Wyvern. There's so much money on OG. And while we've seen Envy do a lot, look where Secret are. This is kind of telling you the tale of the game right now. They have got 4 heroes hiding inside their well. Pilot A is the only one forward. There's almost baits like they're doing a smoke maneuver. The Invoker is inching his way forward. He sees Pilot die, and Team Secret, there goes your Hex. Secret, they kind of, well, they're not even going to respond. They just let the Tiny die.
They want Tiny to go out and find someone and toss him to the fountain and just lock him up and blow him up.
Is that the only dream? Have we actually come back to the point where we're almost looking at fountain hooking?
What?
The old classic puppy way?
Secret? What?
They're letting it go. They've got no choices.
There's no time rating in a grand final, Secret.
There is not.
You...
Maybe they're also buying time just to talk this out, because right now things have just gotten completely out of control. OG again the Megas, and OG, like, it's gifted. There's just nothing else coming. They're not calling the game. OG now have Mega creeps as Secret. The Tiny's up in 6 seconds. They can fight as 5, but that's going to be it. In fact, they just call it before the Tiny is up. GG. OG will take game number 1 against Team Secret, who forfeited AFK inside their fountain. What a start.
Instead of calling GG right away, of course, the moment they call GG, they go out the booth, break time starts. This is the same as taking a timeout, basically, and just getting a little extra time to talk through the game. Letting OG end the game, so it seems like, okay, they got the key points across that they wanted before their break. And to me, the key point has got to be, why do we keep fighting them? Why do we keep looking for these kills against a team that has so many good defensive abilities when our lineup is tailored around